Hi, I'm Evin, Global CEO of 72 and Sunny, coming to you live from Sport Beach at the center of the 2023 Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity, where we're celebrating the intersection of sport, culture, and the future of fandom with some of the biggest names in the business. I am super stoked to be here with Wes Felix, American sprinter, former captain of the USC track team, CEO of Saysh, and as you said to me very proudly, Allison Felix's brother.
Absolutely, my proudest accomplishment.
I love that. Tell me about the development of Saysh and what went into it and what was really important to you all in building this company.
Yeah, I think like a lot of entrepreneurs, we didn't quite know what we were getting ourselves into. But once we started, what became evident very quickly was that women really deserve better than what they're currently getting in the market. And so when we put everything centered around that, that's when the business really came into focus. And we knew we needed to make product based on women's bodies that didn't overlook them and made sure that they were front and center the whole way through. And then that's been our guiding light ever since then.
I love that. And so needed, right? We all
Absolutely,
need this.
yeah.
Glad that you exist and that you're doing this. What do you think marketers are missing right now when it comes to women and specifically women athletes in sport?
Yeah, I think that it's really understanding that sports marketing is not just, it is gender specific. Women's sports marketing is different than men's sports marketing. And so I think we're at the very beginning of what sports marketing looks like for women. We just haven't seen it yet because there hasn't been a reason yet to have it that I think, has really driven like sponsors to actually get involved. And so I think what we're seeing with soccer right now on the women's side, like there's a reason where sponsors are saying this makes a lot of sense for us to get involved. So they're starting to get involved. And I think what they're missing is that, men at times we can be pretty simple, and I think like we put on a pair of LeBron James's shoes, and I think there's something in our head that really makes us think we might start playing basketball like LeBron James if we wear this shoe. And I think that for women, it's not that. They're not as irrational about it. They want to see a female athlete that stands for them holistically, not just someone who, if they put on their shoes, they'll start playing tennis like them. I don't think they buy that. And so if I don't know the rest of you, I'm not as interested. And I think what we're seeing now is female athletes, the ones that are really moving to prominence, we're seeing their whole life. And we're seeing that they really stand for something. I think you look at like the Megan Rapinos, the Serena Williams, Allison Felix, there's something bigger. It's not just I'm good at my sport. It's I'm good at my sport, but here's why I do my sport. It's for this platform. And I think that's what marketers are missing right now. You're just looking on the field of play and you've got to zoom out because the consumer is not looking for just the field of play. They're looking for the whole thing, and that looks different now.
Absolutely. Well, and they have the full human experience and
Absolutely.
who that person is and what they stand for. And I think it's a richness of the story that needs to be told about women. And it's a huge opportunity because today's consumers want to know
Yes.
that. And the men are trying to catch up to it, but the women are already used to sharing that information because they've had to fight to get to where we are.
And we now have platforms where that whole story can be told. I think it was a whole lot harder maybe 25 years ago if your only outlet was a commercial or an ad in a magazine. That's a tough story to tell in just a single 30-second spot. But now that you can take the 30-second spot and turn it into a minute on a reel and 3 minutes on TikTok, 7 minutes on YouTube, and if you want to go all the way to a mini series on Netflix, you can take it from that 15 all the way up to 4 hours of content, and there's a home for it that people are looking at and excited for each step of the way. And I think we're just perfectly primed for women's sports marketing. I don't know that the men, if I put myself in some of the top male athletes, respect like their point of view, and I play basketball and I make $60 million a year, I don't know if I really care to do all the work of telling a whole complete story. I might just want to be a basketball player and then go live my real life at home. I think one of the things that's making Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets such a sensation is he doesn't care. If you said to him, hey, $10 million, but you're going to need to start making TikToks and you're going to need to, I think he would say, no, I'm just trying to get home to my horses. That's it. And that's different. That's not where female athletes are at right now. And I think they also realize their purpose it's really, really big, that they're speaking directly to young girls who are struggling with a whole lot right now, who are having rights taken away, and it's bigger than just a game.
It's so well said. And I think it's also gone from being an Olympic moment every 2 to 4 years to now year round, as we see the rise of women's leagues, the WNBA, the NWSL, and even for Allison as an entrepreneur now, and that platform and what's available. Or we're seizing, I should say.
Absolutely,
and it wasn't available, just she went out and got it. And you obviously with her is really exciting.
It really is, yeah.
Tell us more about the Saysh product line and how it addresses that, like the diversity of women and their lives and what they love to do.
Yeah, I think like when we think of our products, we are performance. We're a performance company, but for us that means performance inspired. So where does it start? It starts with performance. For us, that's running. That's where we focus, but we have a vintage runner coming out in the fall, and that vintage runner is, if we could go back to the 70s and somebody was thinking about making shoes for women in the 70s, what would that product have looked like? They weren't, so we get to reimagine it. But what we know is that women have loved some of the vintage silhouettes from the 70s, from the 80s. So if we got to go back and reimagine it for a woman, what would that be like? We have a running shoe coming in the fall. And instead of saying, if you want to break the marathon world record, this is the shoe for you, we're not the best at making shoes to break the marathon world record. There are other companies far bigger than us that they do a phenomenal job with that. And if you're a marathon world record holder or marathon world record holder hopeful, we don't make shoes for you. And that's a relatively small market. There's probably 10 of them in the whole world and none of them buy their shoes. they're all given them. So that's not who we make shoes for. We're not making shoes for marathon world record holders. We're making shoes for a woman who wants to get away from work and is feeling stressed and wants to clear her head, and she wants to go run for 20 minutes. We're making them for women who are at home juggling everything they're doing and their kids are driving them crazy and they just need to get out for a few minutes. That's who we're making shoes for. We don't think she cares as much about being 4% faster. We want to make her 4% more comfortable. And so that's what we're kind of flipping and saying, if I get to really look at a whole woman, what's important to her? And what we found is it's not faster. It's I want to actually be here. I want to use this for what I really need it for, and it's not just to go faster. So we make a shoe that will allow her to go fast. It will not be the fastest, but I think it will definitely allow her to go further in all of the ways that she needs to go further.
I love that. It fits into her life instead of trying to make a shoe retrofit.
Yeah,
right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And convince her that she wants to live a certain lifestyle. So
I love that. If obviously we're surrounded by lots of marketing, lots of tech, what's the one thing if you could sum it up in like a statement you want people to take away from this week about Saysh and the platform that you all are building? What would it be?
We're a community, and we're a community that makes shoes. We're a community that uses technology to reach our community members. We have an actual community product, and it's the most important product we make. And that community product, it fuels the shoes we make. It fuels our physical product. But what our community product allows us to do is really engage with our customers. It allows us to listen to them and know, what do you actually want? And we get to ask them, what would you prefer? Do you like this color? Do you like that color? Do you want it to have a carbon fiber plate? It might hurt your back and your knees. Or do you want more cushioning? Probably won't hurt you, but you'll run a little bit slower, there. And we just get to listen. And so more than anything, we're a community of people, predominantly women, but we are all a community of people that believe women deserve better than what they're getting right now.
Well, thanks to Wes for an insightful conversation. That's it for now. Make sure to track Sport Beach, #SportBeach2023, and check out Stagwell social media to get in on the action from the entire week.